Hi, everybody. Welcome in to Mystical Magical Readings. My name is Elena. Welcome back to my returning subscribers. Thank you so much. And welcome to all new subscribers. So, this is my week ahead reading where we just look at what's coming up in the week ahead for you so you can be on your most aligned path moving forward. And just as I'm clearing and cleansing your energy now, the first thing I'm getting is slow down. So just time to slow down a little bit at the moment, time to rest. We've moved from that very busy Aries season into Taurus season. So now is the time that you can just take a little bit of a break, slow down, take a breath, ground yourself. Have that really quiet, calm, cozy time on your couch. And when your body needs some rest, honor that. A sign that your body might need some rest and you're not honoring it is if you're going too fast, you might just suddenly feel really frustrated or angry. And it just means it's time to just take a moment, slow down, and give yourself a bit more time. Now, I'm hearing that some of you are saying that's absolutely impossible. I have no time. I have to keep going faster, faster, faster. But bluntly, my guides are saying you absolutely don't, and that's not true. And if you take another look with a more open-minded perspective, you will see a new path ahead where you don't have to be the one doing absolutely everything all the time and being a non-stop go-go mobile, because you're not a non-stop go-go mobile. You're a human being and you need your rest. So very, very important. And it can be really hard after you've been on the go for so long in a fiery season to move into one of the slower seasons and actually temper your nervous system to be able to slow down. So where are you not allowing yourself to slow down? And if that's sort of, I'm getting that someone's just really feeling like you don't understand, I can't stop, it's not possible. So it's definitely not going to be possible if you have that perception. And I know this might be really frustrating to hear, but my guides are like, you're the one calling this super, super busy lifestyle in, and you do have the power to change that. So if you're not happy with it, you need to do something to change it, whether that's putting boundaries in place with other people, whether that's allocating tasks to other people. And, if they're not going to be doing it, then maybe you need to have a look at where you're overgiving. So with the greatest respect, I'm going to leave that energy there. That was very specific. Oh my God, I couldn't say that word. Very specific to somebody there, that message. So we'll move on from that now. And I'm just getting, so they've just said you've learnt your stubborn energy from your family. You've learnt your stubborn energy from your mother's side in terms of not being able to stop and constantly being on the go. So there's actually a learned response there that's come from your ancestral line that needs to be looked at. That's why it feels like it's impossible to stop. So there's a little bit of a key there for you if you wish to look into it. And I really hope you do, because you do deserve to have some rest, and your team of guides and angels of the love and light love you, and they want you to have that resting time. So now is the time to slow down, take it easy, put your feet up on that couch, get that little warm heat pack and pop it on your feet, and just rest the legs, rest the feet, rest the body, rest the nervous system. Have a nice luxurious bath, enjoy, go out and sit in the sunshine on a sunny day, and just really take some time for you. So time management is definitely key to be able to do that, especially for those of us with a busier lifestyle. If you've got a family, you work full time, you're looking after all these different things. There's all these different yous that wear all these different hats, and where's the hat that just says it's your time to relax now? So call that babysitter, do what you need to do and relax, and take yourself away on a weekend holiday to just do nothing. Wouldn't that be lovely? So see if you can do that, or just have a nice relaxing day at home if you can't go away and just choose to do absolutely nothing. A really good resting day where you just forget, maybe, it's the weekend, for example, and you need to do the house cleaning, and then you've got to do the food shopping, then you've got to do the food prep, then Monday it's back to work, for example. So your weekends, you're not actually resting. It's really important to maybe, just leave the vacuuming this week and maybe do it one night after work, or by takeaway one night after work during the week, and you can do the vacuuming then. That way, because you need a full day. My guides are telling me you really need a full day off where you just forget about it all and go, you know what, that can just wait. I'm just going to leave it and it doesn't matter. It's not like you're going to, let your house be filthy or anything like that. It's totally fine. And you are allowed to take a day and just all the tasks that you've got planned, just put them on pause and take a you day, where you just don't think about anything. It'll be truly beautiful. So they really wanted me to repeat that message for all of you, really to make sure that it's been heard. And these cards, my God, these cards are flying out. Did you see all of that? What was that chaos? Okay, here we go. Let's get started on the reading. Oh, lovely. We've started off with the King of Fire here, followed by the Eight of Water, followed by the Nine of Water. Ooh, a massage. Someone needs a massage. Go down to the shops and get one of those nice little neck and shoulder massages on your you day. I'm getting that would be delightful. And somebody else really likes foot massages, so getting that foot massage. You can give yourself a foot massage. It's really nice to do that. And there's all these different points in the feet that activate all different parts of your body and connect into it. So when you're actually giving your feet a massage, it's massaging all the rest of the parts of your body through doing that. I don't know all of the different things on the feet, but you can look that up. It's really interesting. All right, let's have a look here. Now we have the King of Fire. So this is a lot of love here, a lot of passion, a lot of stability in your wish to move forward, and you're moving forward in a passionate manner that's really, really open-hearted. I'm getting a lot of background noise with this when I pick this card up. There's a lot of people around my home in my units mowing their lawns and doing their weekend tasks and doing all of that stuff. So as soon as I picked this card up, that got louder. So I'm getting, as much as you're really inspired and ready to move forward, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise while you're doing it. The mind isn't still while you're doing it. So as much as you're really firing up and taking a leap forward, at the same time, when things get a little bit too noisy in the mind, it's time to just ground yourself in and do a slow and steady pace and not go too fast. But this is definitely a sign of promotions at work. It's a sign of turning into a leader. It's a sign of being open-hearted and having that open-hearted passion and leading other one in your divine masculine energy. You're really ready to take charge of yourself and your life and what you're passionate about, what inspires you, and you're going to do really well at that this week. It's a beautiful week to do it, as long as you're not overtired, okay? So do pay attention to that and do take that rest day. It's really important, Spirit's saying. We then have the Eight of Water here, so kind of like surrendering over things that haven't sort of come to pass and knowing that your ships are coming in. Now, interestingly, in this Eight of Water, there is this treasure chest full of abundance, full of money. There is this ship coming in. So you know things are incoming, and what is incoming is actually your wishes. And your wishes, this could be something to do with the heart, because they're highlighting that heart here. So I am getting perhaps that there might be some sort of new love coming in on the cards for you. This person might be a little bit younger than you, because the Page of Water is also a new curiosity to do with something that you love, and the page is young, so they might be a bit younger than you, but don't let that deter you. So for you singles out there, there's definitely the possibility of new love on the cards, which is really awesome. And it's going to be yeah, they're going to have very aligned masculine energy. So that's really nice for you. And if you are single, this is someone that you've been praying for. This is someone where you've sat down and you've said, this is the qualities that I would like in a person. And now that's getting delivered to you on this ship. It's coming in, and this is the person on the ship. So that's really kind of cute, and congratulations, and don't be scared. Especially if it's been a long time for you since you've been in a relationship, or perhaps if your relationships in the past haven't been that healthy. This is not going to be a relationship of desire, and they said sleaziness. It is going to be a relationship of integral. So that's really, really awesome. Now I am getting, this is turning into a little bit of a love reading here, isn't it? I am getting a little bit of a, perhaps a mother around or a peer in terms of this relationship dynamic that might be a little bit overbearing or a little bit unsure at first. But this is something that you can work through, but it's definitely something that you need to be aware of. You will need to have boundaries with this person. So this is overbearing mother energy. Now they're also talking about your own mother, your own family, your own parents. And this could also be mirrored in this person. So they might have a similar thing, a similar family dynamic in their family. So that's really interesting to have a think about. So have a think about your own relationship with your mother, your mother's relationship with your mother. And again, it's interesting because at the start of the reading, they were bringing in, you've learnt this not being allowed to stop and constantly be that person on the go from that feminine line, from your ancestral line, and that's something that you're looking at the moment and working on to heal. So whether you're male or female, it's your mother's line that's taught you that, okay? So I just want you to be aware of that. So there's this theme here, and it's about breaking that chain. They're showing me a chain being broken at the moment, breaking that habit, breaking that learnt response. But the thing is, once you start shifting that, family members in the mother's line, for example, for what we're talking about now, they might be a bit miffed about that for some reason. They might be like, oh, well, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. And then they kind of get, upset and helicoptery and try to boss you around. Or they might be a little bit narcissistic or manipulative, not realizing it though, not with any ill intent. It's just them and how they were raised. And you know what I'm saying here. So we don't want to come at this with a judgment perspective, but we want to come at this with an awareness so that you can be having a good awareness of this, so you can put healthy boundaries in place right from the get-go, and that will really help you move forward. In other news, I'm seeing a boss at work now. They're showing me a boss at work that's actually really kind, really lovely, really beautiful. They're showing me a rose as well, so that this person's name might have something to do with Rose, this person at work. They were really beautiful, and the way they might have been an old boss at your work or something like that you really admired how they went about challenges. So have a think about how they went about challenges and negotiations when there were conflicts within the workplace or boundaries needed to be put in place. And that's really going to help you with this person. It's about having that patient, integral overview understanding of everybody, that ability to put yourself in their shoes, but also explain your part so that they can have an understanding of your shoes as well. And then it's about, having the boundary and not moving the boundary. But there's definitely boundaries needed to be put in place with someone here. It's an older feminine woman. Could be to do with you're single with someone that you're meeting new. Could be to do with their family, or it could be someone within your family in the female line as well there. And your ancestors that have passed over are here to help you with that too. And you've had, think of beautiful past bosses or managers that you've had at work, interestingly, that they're bringing up, and ones that you've admired and looked up to with how they've treated you with dignity and respect, and others with dignity and respect, and they've found out a win-win way path forward. There's little learning lessons there of wisdom for you. So in other news, coming into work, and this goes for if you're in a relationship as well, like if you're not single, if you're in a relationship, this reading is the same for you. Except what it means is your relationship is going to be lit again. It's going to be inspired. You're going to get all cozy with each other, and you're really going to connect in, and it's going to come back into love and appreciation of each other. And you're going to talk together about what to do about this situation where there's family members trying to put their 2 cents worth in, and it's just sort of affecting your relationship a little bit, but you're both going to do it with an integral manner. You're both looking at your parts in it. You're both looking at the shadow aspects of self as well. So you're really going to work through that this week, and you're going to manage this challenge like they're showing me a championship cup, like almost like the championship cup, but then the ace of water. So it's like a really healing experience, and it's going to actually bring you both close together, and you're going to have a better understanding of each other. So beautiful reading here, working through those challenges in a really beautiful way. So there's definitely a chance for you singles to meet someone out there that's really aligned with you this week. There's also really good time for relationships and harmony. Now they're bringing my attention to sisters, to family, to friendships as well. So you could have sisters or siblings that you're really close with. You're also going to really enjoy talking to them. They're going to help you with this whole situation as well. So talking to them will be really helpful, or talking to your besties about it as well, because it gives you different perspectives on how to navigate this challenge. You know, perhaps what you've done in the past, if this is an ongoing scenario for you, and you already know about it, it's not something to pop in this week. It's about getting those different perspectives and, oh, maybe I could try doing this, or maybe I could try doing that, and getting your friends to give you that advice, or your siblings or sisters to give you that advice. That's really going to be helpful too. But all in all, I see this real romantic, full of love feeling this week. And I just heard it's you getting back to the authentic you and allowing people who love the authentic you into your life. And this is what it's really about this week. It's like last year, everything left, and the first couple of months of this year, it was getting used to having nothing around. And now things are starting to slowly come back in, and they're really aligned, and it's really beautiful. And you just, like, you can't believe it's all coming into alignment like this after a lot of tough work. So it's going to be a really nice, gentle, happy week this week. I want you to know that. You're also going to really excel at work. Again, this is coming back to work. They just said managerial. That's all they said, the one word, managerial, when I picked up this. So you could be going for a manager role and you find out news that that's going to go well and you get it. This could be a new job offer as well, with something that you're going to be really inspired in. And you climb the ladder up very quickly, and the workplace is really happy with you. So there's the promotions there. But you're really good at what you do. You're really honing your craft. And when you do what you love for work, you make the most beautiful music for the world to hear, and it uplifts everybody around you. So be really happy with that. This is a week to champion yourself. This is a week to pat yourself on the back. And this is definitely the week to launch something if you're wanting to launch your own little business or hobby. Get to it. Don't worry about all the technical stuff. Just do the creative stuff. Do what you need to do. And technical stuff, just, maybe schedule that in for an hour every second day, so you don't go into those technical wormholes if you've got your own business. So yeah, very, very much things happening there, which is really, really cool for you. And it's just about finding that balance. And that's when you get that feeling of you're constantly on the go, when you're kind of planning your day, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just need to fix my website, or I just need to do this little bit for work, and you think it's going to take 5 minutes. It ends up taking 45 minutes, and then you're running late your whole day and you're non-stop. So this is why your team's saying time management a little better. If you say you're giving yourself an hour to do the technical stuff, stop after an hour, even if it's not finished, and then get on with the rest of your day. So you're not rushing around constantly stressing out your nervous system, because this week has so much potential to be so beautiful and so full of joy and so full of all of these loving connections, and navigating all the challenging connections with love and integrity, which is, it's a really gentle energy, but a really empowered energy at the same time. You're leading with love. But yeah, as long as you get your rest, otherwise you'll be frazzled, you'll be tired, you'll be frustrated, and you'll feel just like you overgive, you know what you're like when you do too much and you burn out a little bit. So just be aware of that. So moving through all of this beauty, we have some Tower surprises here, but I'm getting these are good surprises. I'm getting they are restructures. I'm also getting there's a lot of changes going on in general for you, whether that's big changes within your relationship dynamics with your partner, whether this is big changes in meeting someone new, whether it's big changes in a family member's health, they're telling me, for example, that might be a bit of a surprise there coming in for some of you as well. It just might mean that this family member might need a little bit more care from you or a bit more time from the family, and everyone's got to put in their part, and it might be this family member that's really challenging. So you're like, oh, okay, so now we have to follow through with that. So that's coming through. That's very specific for about 20% of you, not all of you. And you would already be aware that these health challenges are around. It's not a new thing coming in. I'm not saying that, a family member is suddenly going to be really sick or anything like that. It's going to be something that you've already known about, and it escalates this week is what I'm hearing. So there's nothing new coming in that I would never predict that for you. Absolutely not. And yeah, it's just about running through that. Now, when you hear this news for that 20% of you, it's about, first of all, they're bringing me back to the page of water, and they're showing me the water, the tides. It's about managing your emotional response to this first and foremost before you go to look after your family member, especially if they're a family member that triggers the bejesus out of you. And you know those family members, you love them, but oh my gosh, they know how to push those buttons, don't they? It's one of those family members. Okay, so or you might just be needing to spend more time with them, or something brings this challenge to the fore this week. This is the challenge that you're going to be working on this week, but you have the wisdom to work through it because you know yourself now. So once you hear this, it might be a bit of a surprise. You might have to change your schedule around a little bit. You might have to travel to see them. You might have to juggle work and all these different things. And then suddenly you're on the go, go, go again, and you're that go, go person. And you're really glad that you took the day off that the start of the reading told you to take off at the start of the week, okay? Where you just do nothing for a whole day, because then you'll have the energy to manage this. So please, please do that. You're going to be really grateful to yourself that you did, because the rest of the week's going to be fast-paced, busy, but you're going to love it. But with this family member, if you suddenly hear that you have to go off and visit them or see them or something like that, you're going to feel a bit of an emotional overwhelm at first, and this is something that you need to work through and regulate before you go and see them. That way you can be a true support for them. If you go there when you're emotionally unregulated, or you're feeling like you're overgiving, you know that feeling when you need to go and do a favor for someone, but you're tired and you're busy and you didn't really want to do it, but you're doing it because you should do it. So there's a little bit of people pleasing and overgiving, but we all just do our best, so no judgment. And so off you go and do it, but you're like, oh, and you're just so frustrated and upset. And then you're like, well, where's my time for me? This is the emotions that you need to work through before you go and see them. So maybe do a bit of a journal. It'll take you 5 minutes. And just be like, oh my God, I'm so annoyed, and write down all your frustration, and then go, but I'm truly loving myself, and I promise I'm going to give myself some me time after this straight away, putting everything on pause for half a day or however long you can, and do that again, and promise yourself some time to you, and make sure you stick to it. Because when you feel this emotional overwhelm come in from other people's expectations of you that might be a little bit too much sometimes, this is where we need to do that inner child work. This is where your inner child is just like, what about me? And then they just do this tidal wave of emotion through you. And it's really hard to care for other people when this tidal wave of emotion is going on, because you're neglecting your inner child. So when this all happens and you re-regulate yourself, and then you go and you add this into your schedule and you manage it well, don't worry. They're telling me breath work can really help you. If you do breath work, you can do your breath work to bring you back into regulation. I'm trying to think of really quick, easy, simple things that take like 2-3 minutes. I also love coloring in or drawing, and you can just spend 60 seconds coloring in or drawing, and it just brings you back into regulation before you have to quickly run off. Whatever you need to do to still that mind, allow the emotion to flow through you like a wave, and then be cleared, and then just place your hands on your heart and just smile to your heart, and just tell your heart that you love it until you feel its energy smiling back to you. Then just ground yourself in, and boom, you're ready to go, and you're back. You've regulated. And then when you say, I'm going to do this, but then I promise I'm going to give myself a half day off where I don't even do any cleaning, I don't even do anything, it's just me time on the couch, movie on, blanket, that's it, I'm cozy, and I'm not even answering the phone. Like, you literally promise yourself that half day. after this event as well, because you're going to need a rest after it too. Make sure you stick to it, because that's you promising your inner child something. So if you promise your inner child something and then you don't do it, they're going to have a temper tantrum again. It's going to be twice as big as last time. So you don't want to go there. So if you promise your inner child something, if you promise yourself some self-care, make sure you stick to it and do it. And it's really, really important for you to get in that habit, because this year is going to be very, very busy and you are going to feel like there's no time to pause all the time. So you're going to have to force yourself to have those pauses. And once you pause, you're going to realize, oh, actually, there were probably a lot more times I could pause, because when you pause, you're going to realize it's hard to pause. You'll lie down on the couch, then maybe you'll need to get up and run around and do something, or things like this. And then it might take you a little while to actually settle and ground in. And that's the proof of you creating the busyness from your nervous system when it doesn't have to be that way. And that's where that power of that perception will come in. And that's then where you'll be able to shift it and start healing this ancestral line through the mother's line, which will be really awesome and healthy for you. And it actually helps healing them as well on the timeline of the ancestral line too. So it's of benefit to them too in that energetic, spiritual way. So all in all, Ace of Air, you're absolutely gaining so many realizations this week. You're gaining realizations about yourself. You're gaining realizations about other people. You're aligning with people that truly value you and see your worth. It's really aligned, really beautiful, and you navigate any of these challenges, any challenging people within your life with ease and grace this week. And it's wonderful, all because you're promising yourself your self-care and you're sticking to that. As long as you get those rest days, you can handle anything that comes your way. And you're teaming up with some truly, truly beautiful people here. I love these first three cards. They've brought me true joy, and the rest of this is quite balanced. You know, there's surprises, there's the things out of your control, but all in all, you are aligned. You know what you want in your life now. You're full of that inner child love. You're aware of your inner child. You are really good at what you do. You're confident and grounded at it. And no matter what surprises or challenges come your way, you're leading with integrity, inspiration, and so much love in your heart, because you're so aware of your shadow. You know how to regulate your emotions, and you're just ready to learn the next thing about yourself, because you're so curious about yourself, because you know you're truly, truly awesome. So thank you, everybody. I hope you navigate all the challenges that come your way with ease and grace. I know you will. That's what the reading said you will do. So that will happen, because Spirit doesn't lie. I love you all. Have a beautiful week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Don't hesitate to book in if you want a personal reading. All the info you need is in the video description. Mwah! Bye, beauties.